Hi guys, Scott here, where today I'm going to be installing a new wheel and turn signal switch in the old club wagon. So this is the original wheel with one of these lace-on covers that gets all sticky. And it's got the deluxe horn button here, which doesn't work at all because the whole center plastic part of the hub is completely gone. Could have just flaked out of there, broken out in pieces over time, or could have been busted out by the caveman that was pounding on this, trying to get the wheel off and probably working it back and forth without the steering wheel puller. So in this first generation of Ford switches, the contact ring is built onto the switch, and then the little spring-loaded contact point would be in the wheel here. Of course, can't do that with this wheel anymore. It'd take a lot of work. So I'm going to be replacing this original switch with this switch from a third generation Econoline for a couple of reasons. One is the hazard switch is right there, easy to get to, and I can get rid of the one that's on the dashboard. But the main reason is that this has what they call lane change feature, so you don't have to click it all the way on to change lanes. You can get the blinkers working just by giving it a little tug there. Now, this looks like it's going to fit down in here just fine, but I am going to have to cut a slot here for the hazard switch. So, looks like it fits down in there just right, and I'm at a pretty good height here all the way down to match the adapter. However, the turn signal pivot does not stick down far enough through that hole, even though it lines up with it. So I'm going to have to do a little more calibration here. Okay, so we got 3 small holes here that we can mount this with, and they're pretty close to the center of the column, so it's kind of tight in there. I got the first one drilled, and I got a screw in this one. I'm going to snug that up and double check everything before I drill the other 2 holes. Now I got the other ones drilled, but there's a plate here on the bottom. I don't know if this is just the automatic or not, but that plate is pretty hardened steel, and I got through it, but it's a good thing I bought myself a drill bit sharpener for Christmas. Now, this spring here that goes down in the center there is not optional. You got to have that to keep pressure on the little collar around the column that holds it centered with the bearing. This one is too big to fit down through the plastic collar there, and I could cut some of that away and maybe make it fit, but instead I got a smaller one, smaller diameter. It's longer and compressed. It's pretty close to the same tension that one is, and it does fit down through there. So I'm going to go with that. I don't think it really takes that much pressure. And by the way, I'm doing all this here in the parking lot of my local Ace Hardware. Pretty handy. This is my adapter hub. This is for a 2nd generation Econoline 4280. So it has the same splines as the 1st generation and the horn contact for 2nd and 3rd generation. So this is my new wheel. A little bit smaller than the original, so I'm going to lose some leverage. Now comes the fun part. Maybe I could have found a wiring diagram online, but I just ohmed this one out with the old switch. You got to be careful looking up wiring diagrams online anyway. It seems like that's a catchphrase for click on this, spam. Pretty popular. Yep. All right, now that I know that everything fits and works together, it's time to do some fine tuning. This little collar inside here is what kicks off your turn signal. So signal here for a right turn, collar comes around as you're turning, clicks over this piece, and then when you go back, kicks it off. So optimally, this needs to be spaced evenly between the 2 tabs. There's one little spring-loaded pin here that fits into the hub adapter. And this is the slot in the hub adapter that pin fits into. So the hub adapter needs to be oriented so it will engage this pin while these 2 lobes, I guess, are equally spaced between the kickoff tabs as much as possible. And then hopefully the wheel lines up. You got 3 bolts, so you got 3 choices there, and luckily this one lined right up. Like I say, the pin is spring loaded, so you can bring the wheel down on top of it and then just go back and forth a little bit till it snaps in the slot. This top cover piece here came with the hub adapter, and it's just about the same diameter as this lower housing, but doesn't quite go all the way together here, and I can live with that. Maybe I might put a little piece of door edge guard or something around there. I don't know. When I get around to redoing the shifter, then I can address that. Besides, it looks fine from where I'm sitting. And finally, the horn button, which needs a spring underneath, and there's nothing in this configuration anyway to hold this spring in place while I snap this on. Piece of double-sided tape in here would probably work real well. I don't happen to have any right now, so I'm just gonna do this little trick. So now, with everything back together, and just to show you how this lane change feature works, it's just spring loaded, signal's on, but it's not clicked in, so you can just nudge it, change your lane, and not have to unsnap it. Kind of one of those things that once you've gotten used to it, you don't want to be without it. So I'm really gonna enjoy that. But the best thing, well, that's a pretty nice upgrade. I went with the black center on the wheel because the older I get, the less I really care for bling of any kind, especially if it's in my field of vision while I'm driving. And the turn signal lever just feels so much more positive and solid. Diameter, yeah, it's a little bit smaller, and I've lost a little bit of leverage, but it's so cool, and the grip is so nice that you just feel like you got more power. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope this helps some of you other guys out.